Assalamu alaikum everyone. Now it's been a while since I made a video for the Work Through My Eyes series, especially talking about marriage. The last time I uploaded a video was I think a year and a half ago, where I talked about 10 things you should know about marriage. So I thought of doing one more like an advice to women or man, I guess it applies to, for 5 things I wish somebody had told me before I got married. The first thing I want to talk about is how men and women are different. Now I know it's obvious that we are different, subhanAllah, in the way Allah has created us, but that transcends into everything else. It transcends into the way we communicate, it transcends into the way we think, our expectations in life and in marriage are totally different from men and women. And I think reading and educating yourself about those differences will create a much happier married life. Second thing is cooking. I know cooking is, maybe you're probably wondering why it's there. I just think cooking is a skill, a life skill that should be taught to both girls and boys, men and women. Yes, both genders. Why? A woman is known to be expected to take care of the house, as keeping it clean, the cooking, everything to do with the house, which is fine. But cooking, I feel, is something that can be shared between, or even the household duties can be shared between both men and women. There are days when she was not going to be well. There are days when she hasn't prepared something to eat and she was caught up at work or something happened. I think a man should be able to come up and be able to step into the kitchen and prepare a meal. So, I mean, marriage life is not throwing everything onto the woman, expecting her to do everything. I believe marriage life is a compromise, and it's, you build a life together. Excuse me for waving my list around. You build a life together for both of you. So if she cooks, this means she's cooking for you and him. If you cook, it means you're cooking for yourself and for her. So I don't see anything wrong with that. And I hope you agree. The third thing is, when you get married, we tend to, especially women, dedicate most of your time to your married life, which is lovely, and you should be doing that. But then when the kids come along, you get drained and you give to your husband, to your kids, and you rarely give back to the most important person, which is yourself. So you should take some time off, and you'd call that me time. Do the things that you like to do. If you like to pamper yourself with a massage, go for a walk in the park, read a book, work out, whatever it is that you enjoy doing with you, by yourself, then you should still continue on doing that. Another point I think that I should mention is, you need to give each other space between you and your husband. Yes, you are married, you spend most of your time together, which is lovely, but you also need to appreciate the time you have apart. Men tend not to like to be suffocated and constrained. You do this, let's do this together, blah, blah. They need their space, and so do you actually. So if your husband comes to you and says, I'm going out with my friends, you shouldn't go, oh, but why are you leaving me alone, and blah, 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 blah. You should let him have his space and go. Let him enjoy. And when he does go, don't bombard him with calls, texts, messages, where are you, when are you coming home, I miss you, blah, blah, blah. Let him miss you too, by him not realizing that you're not constantly nagging him and calling him. Now for the men, I understand that you need to have your space, but don't overdo it. Like, I can't really tell you, you need to discuss this with your wife. Don't overdo it as go out every night and leave her alone, because then she will continue to feel that you don't want to be with her, which will increase the phone calls, the texts, and the thing that you don't want, the nagging. So spend some time with your wife and spend some time doing your own thing. No marriage is perfect. You might see your friends, your family members that seem to have the perfect marriage. Believe me, nobody's marriage is perfect. Do not compare yourself to anyone else either. If you hear of a couple that's, for example, the husband bought something for the wife, and then you're comparing yourself to your situation with your husband, thinking, oh, my husband didn't get me anything. There are no couples like you. You and your husband are the only two people in the world that have this relationship. Nobody knows what goes on. Nobody should know what goes on in your marriage life. But when you see something, don't expect because you don't have what they have, then your marriage is not perfect and you're not happy. Because there are ways that probably the man or your husband is showing you how he loves you, but you don't realize it because it's not done by somebody else. Cherish what you have and try and understand how the two of you work and how the two of you show your love for each other, because it doesn't mean that because what's not being done here means that he doesn't love you. There are ways that he probably shows that he loves you, but they're unique to him, so you need to understand that. In a marriage, you need to give each other space. There are times that you feel you need a break from him and he from you. And that's not bad because you are married and you're always together, you do things together, but you also need to have, your own time, which relates to the point I referred to earlier about having me time. So when your husband comes and says he's going out with his friends, let him go with his friends. Don't make a fuss about it and complain that he doesn't spend much time with you. If he says he's going away on a weekend trip, let him go on a weekend trip. Why not? Let him enjoy himself. And when he's away, you can do the things you enjoy doing, maybe that you're not able to do when he's here. And when he's away, don't constantly text him, call him. He'll see that as nagging and as you trying to control him. Let him have a nice time. And you'll see that being apart will only bring you closer together. I hope those advices were helpful. If you have anything you'd like to share or you want to ask me about something, please leave a comment down below. I am here for you. Many of you look up to me as a sister, and I'm privileged and honored to be that to you. So if I can help you in any way, please let me know how in the comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed month of Ramadan.
Woo! Hello!
Dania, I was about to finish.